My name is Philip McLeod, and I have many titles, and I think that's what maybe our viewer would like to know for now. But career-wise, I'm a fitness trainer by profession. I also hold other, academia credentials like being a pastor and many others. But of which we might not need to know about. But talking about Tanzania, first I have to go back in history. Tanzania has been on the basis of socialism. Socialism in Tanzania, they call it ujamaa. And then on the other side, Kenyans, we are in capitalism. So these are different of marketing ideas and ideologies. So in there, for ujamaa, it used to be like you bring everything to the national table, and then now the master now distributes to what you need. So, for instance, if you are like gathering maize or you're harvesting, you'll need to get all the maize from everyone's shamba, and then you take it to the national gallery, and then now the government now will distribute. But unlike us now in capitalism, is where now you negotiate your own power. You harvest your goods and you negotiate your own power. But now, what is happening, because I'm bringing that in because we have had historical indifferences. Literally, long time ago, we used to be like brothers. Tanzanians and Kenyans used to trade together until 1967. There was a treaty that happened between Mwalimu Julius Nyerere and Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. When they disagreed, now the businesses, broke out. And the Tanzania had to expand their rail line. And there's something called a transfer tax that was introduced. Uganda and Tanzania felt that they are not being treated well. And, Kenya, because of being the headquarter of East African Imperial Company, that is the British, our colonial masters, Kenya was developing pretty fast compared to the other two nations. And comparing that, the scramble and and partitioning of Africa was much easier on Kenya compared to their side. So we were getting a lot of resources. But now this has grown within the generations that has been there, and these people have been feeling, why is it every time we need to go to Kenya for us to succeed? But you know very well, Kenya is the superpower of East Africa.
Sure.
So they ask themselves those questions, and they're like, why can't we be like them? Why can't we do what they are doing? That's why you realize in 2017, when President Uhuru Kenyatta introduced SGR, they introduced theirs, which is super better than ours. It means the competition has been there. So it is historical repetition of what happened between Mwalimu Julius Nyerere and Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, is what happened during Magufuli and Uhuru Kenyatta. Now the introduction of the SGR. Now what is happening is what is happening globally. Because if you look right now, there are revolutions that are coming up of the new generation wanting to try and clear all the mistakes that were done by the forefathers. Now, what you saw in the Gen Zs doing last year but one is what is happening in Tanzania. But now the difference right now is a wake-up call of bringing new leadership with new ideas. But that's not the only thing. The thing that is happening here is what happened with Samuel Kivuitu or Isaac Hassan of Kenya, if you remember. It used to be, right now we call it IEBC. But before that, it used to be ECK, that is Electoral Commission of Kenya. So they didn't know that Tanzanians, as much as of the ujamaa slogan, Tanzanians supposed to speak German language. And for us, we're speaking English. And German language is not any other language. It's one of the hardest languages in the world. So that's why they opted for Swahili. And even when you go to the linguistic trying to balance, they tend to believe they're the ones who own Swahili. But historically speaking, Swahili originated from Kenya.
From Kenya.
Yes. So they ujamaa thing had to cover them. In fact, Tanzania has got over 100 tribes. Tanzania has many tribes than Kenya. But you see, when it comes to, because of the socialism versus the capitalism, for us, we own these tribes so much, even if we are like a few, we want to maximize on them. Like, my voice counts. But for them, they've been told, no, As long as wewe unaitwa Juma na tunaongea Swahili inatosha. Haitoshi. So that injustice has been there for a while. But this time round, what Mama Suluhu didn't understand is that she failed to understand that she did not get the seat by direct voting. She got it by inheritance. That's the difference. You see, she didn't have the real hit of going to the ground and asking for votes. She was given. It's just like let's call it a cool kid. A cool kid does not know the meaning of going without food, walking bare feet, and lacking some essential things in life. So when you get everything there for you, you just enjoy. So what Mama did wrong is, if you are going to a ring, it's a ring and you're boxing, you can't tie your opponent's hands and your hands are free and you want to fight them. Allow them be free. If they hit you, you hit back. If they defend, you defend. But now in this scenario of you want them to be mutualized and then you want to fight them, the spectators will be like, yo, this is unfair. If it's a war, let's fight on a fair ground. If I punch, you punch. If you guard, I guard. So this is exactly what we saw in Kenya. And they are lucky. It is not like what happened, what we call post-election violence. And unfortunately, I'm so sorry. And of course, our condolences as Kenyans to those families who have lost their loved ones. As I was going through the news and also checking on what is happening in Tanzania, I saw a pretty lady holding a Tanzanian flag. But now the caption was saying she's been mutilated, she's been murdered. And I saw another picture also. The guy was lying on the floor in a valley of blood, and he's also killed by police. So this is using force on civilians to retain power. And you remember in Kenya, now the difference between them and us is that for them they are being silenced. For us, we are fighting for what we believe in. And the clear picture of what happened in 2007, 2008 compared to what is happening in Tanzania is exactly the burial of Baba. You can see every Kenyan. Edith, I'll tell you, there's another day I went down where I buy groceries and fruits. And I realized the day that Baba was being buried, that lady didn't open the shop. So I went there the following day and she was there. And I was like, yo. And she's not even a Luo. I was like, why were you yesterday? And she said, why you? In fact, I prolonged the question to make the story better. Where were you yesterday? Were you also mourning Baba? And she was like, you don't want to know. That man was very crucial. I was like, yo, you saying that? I'm hitting 207. But you guys never voted for him. What happened? And she's like, I'm telling you, we had to not open the business. So you can feel the importance of this dead man when he's gone, and people can value that. So if I was to plead to Tanzanians, especially the government, najua mnaelewa Kiingereza mmesoma, msiende hiyo njia. Msingoje wakati ule mnatamani angalau Magufuli angekuwa hai. Kama ni wakati usikizeni wananchi. Kwa sababu nchi ni wananchi na wananchi ndio wanalipa ushuru. Hata mkikuwa kwa hiyo government nyi pekeni, wananchi watolewe. Hamtalipa hiyo ushuru na muendeleze serikali. Kwa hivyo it is sad experiencing that, because for the longest time Tanzanians, do you know the meaning of Dar es Salaam by the way? Dar es Salaam means the haven of peace.
So yes. There should be peace in Tanzania.
In fact, Kenyans, we are peaceful, and Kenya is known until 2007, 2008. Kenya has been the haven of peace. But now for Tanzanians, they are like the mother of peace. They have never had these conflicts and whatever. In Tanzania, in fact, I don't, if it's not for Kina Maji rebellion and such stuff, when they were fighting for freedom, they have never had this. If it was Uganda, it could be a very different story. Because in Uganda, coups after coups after coups, that's how they run over the government. You see, it's either Museveni goes to God, or he says, okay, I hand over power. But you cannot just remove him like that. But in Tanzania, it has been one of the streamlined, easy leadership. Just a matter of, and then they have the only two parties that, the others are not even seen. They are just two national parties. That is Chadema and CCM, Chama cha Mapinduzi. So you see, for them it's easy to compete. But what they fail to do is to do what Baba did. I'm bringing Baba what Baba did, because if they have that Lisu is like Baba, they bring the multipartyism. Everyone has a share on the table. I want this county. I told you earlier on that Tanzania has got over 150 tribes. Tanzania is so huge, very huge.
True.
And considering that, it means this country has a lot of a bigger capacity to generate revenue. So the leadership, if they were smarter, or if they want to be smart, they should not impose force on these people, because now people are learned. People are in the world of social media and technology. It's advanced. There's AI. They can see everything. They can ask questions, and they want the clear, leadership, and they want accountability. So, if I was to be asked, like, what could I advise that government? I could just tell them, take responsibility. Take responsibility, because whatever they are starting might not end anytime soon. They might think it's over, but there's blood that has been shed. And that blood will continue claiming for justice as long as it takes. And maybe someday it will erupt and it will be very, very worse and ugly.
And we've also seen journalists in Tanzania being silenced. As in, they are not supposed to report anything.
Yes.
What is your take on that?
My take is this again. This is what Baba fought for. And I'll be very honest with you. In comparison with that, during Moi's era in Kenya, we were like that. Social media will never be allowed in Kenya. Cell phones were never allowed in Kenya. Until the multipartyism coming in. And then the freedom of speech. In Uganda, it's the same thing they're doing in Tanzania right now. During Idi Amin Dada's leadership, he used to say, freedom of speech, yes, you have it. But freedom after the speech, I cannot guarantee. That's why the guy will pick you and go drop in like Victoria. Because you've said something that he is not happy about. So, media being gagged, it means literally dictatorship. Because media is the projection of the face of the people. And of course, even the government itself. If you want to tell people, we are doing this, you need media. So, we call it the fourth estate. So if you gag for the state, there's no communication. That's blackout. And in blackout, it means, Edith, someone will come and rape you. Nobody will report. We won't even know somebody raped you. So you are literally mutilating every sense of human being. Because now, that is what the evil people want. That's why the criminals want. Nobody will know this. They will go steal, they'll go kill, and they'll go also do stuff, also kidnapping, and also, just doing something that you can't imagine. And even kids will be affected, So even young ladies, kuna mtu hapa amekuwa kikanyamelea, anaona, hakuna mtu na ulisikia huko ndio wanauza mpaka albino. So unaweza imagine bila media, albinos are not even safe there.
And we've also had some politicians from here in Kenya say that maybe Ruto angesimama. Maybe since he's close with Mama Suluhu, he could step in Tanzania and say something.
Now you see, at a personal level they are friends, but at national level they are competitors. Because you see, Mama Suluhu is just a symbol of unity for Tanzania as well as Ruto for Kenya. But now when it comes to this, they can't go at a personal level. Because now what will happen is, those who are dissatisfied by what is happening in their country, they'll feel Kenya is supporting their pain. So they will now start facing Kenya. And that's why you see, at Namanga border, the Kenyans were like, no, we can't just sit here and wait, and we need to help our brothers. And that's why they were asking the border control police officers, allow us go demonstrate with them, because they know pretty well, like, those are the same things we are fighting. What Gen Zs did on 25th of June last year, but that's what they were saying. Like, no, you cannot be in leadership. You want everything to be run by one man guitar. Allow us express ourselves. And if it's that House of, House of August is making wrong policies, then get out of there. You go back home. We will now to decide who will be in there. And that's why they went to the parliament. So at this juncture, these two can't come together openly and show the citizen in Tanzania and Kenya that, we are together in this. no, we can never be together because you have your problem in your own house. Unajua anasema fagia kwako kwanza. Yeye mwenyewe Karuto hajafagia huku kwetu. Akienda huko atakuwa na haribu huku kwa sababu wale ambao wafurahi Kenya inafanyika pato. Wewe umefagia kwako, mbona unatuacha huku? Unaenda kuingilia mambo na wale watakuwa na wenyewe mnakuja kufanya nini huku? And let me tell you, to be honest, there's that cold war always between us and Tanzanians, by the way. If there's in East Africa, leave alone the other new nations, the first three, that is Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. The conflict between us with Ugandans is never the same as between us and Tanzanians. The harsh one is between us and Tanzanians. They are ever competing. Do you know the most of fruits we eat in Kenya, they come from Tanzania? The best rice we have in Kenya comes from Tanzania. So you see, that economical competition can never allow this to come together openly. Because even like as civilians, I have friends in Tanzania and they will always tell me, but you Kenyans, why do you have tribalism? And I'm like, it's not like we have tribalism. We are so loving to each other until the time we need to vote. Now it is exactly what is happening to them right now. Now they're not seeing the tribalism we usually have. They are seeing the leadership injustice, political injustice. Now they are going now to understand when we say extrajudicial killings, now they are going to feel that pain because it is what is exactly happening right now. Yes.
But some people have been asking themselves, why is Mama Suluhu trying to pia anajaribu kuingia Kenya to silence the Kenyan bloggers, because we saw the other day, I don't know if you came across that post.
Which one?
When she was saying that Nyakundi, about Nyakundi,
Cyprian.
Tanzania, and she said that she will silence him. I don't know if that is right, according to you.
That is pretty wrong, and it can break up a civil war, because you see, this Cyprian Nyakundi is not only focusing on Tanzania. He also focuses so much on the Kenyan government, and he gives facts. He's not just somebody who touches here. Cyprian Nyakundi has been taken to the court of law, and he came out protecting his right. And this is what I'm talking about: freedom of speech. And it goes back to gagging the media, because this is a private entity. He does what he does, just like you right now on media, like Jalango TV, and coming to that extent of gagging him or silencing him. The question is, he doesn't live in Tanzania. Who brings the information? It is the Tanzanians who are tired of the leadership. So the best thing to do here is not to silence Cyprian, nor the bloggers in Tanzania. It is to change the policies and do what's supposed to be done. For example, when Raila Amolo Odinga was being buried, one of the opposition leaders were coming through Namanga border to come and attend the burial. They were barred to come to Kenya. Now, you see, that is the same thing. They are silencing them because they know if they come to Kenya, they will express themselves. And people in Tanzania will hear, oh, so in Kenya, people can speak freely. And that's why I told you, this canopy of ujamaa is not necessarily ujamaa. It is a canopy to cover. It's like a smoke to blinden their minds to think we are together in this. But it's very few who are enjoying the fruits of the country. Yes.
There is this karuma on social media that there might be a handshake between Mama Samia and Tundu Lissu and some presidents who are behind it.
You see, these things, as I told you, it's not just Mama Suluhu who is in front, and she's not the one who is making every decision. There is a whole group of other thousands of people who are beneficiaries of the same government. So they meet and they say, for the better of the nation, we need to show the international community and foreign money that we are together. If I will take you, because I know the next question will be coming from now South Sudan. There was a great man called Riek Machar, and this is the person who could now handshake, with the president of the day, so that to make it look good. But if they were to borrow the olive leaf from Kenya, what happened 2008 between the late President Emilio Mwai Kibaki and the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, the real handshake, like, hey, we've been here, we are brothers and sisters, we do not need to kill each other because of this thing. Let's do this. What do you want? I want to do 1, 2, 3. We are forming a government. How many slots do you need? I need 20. You're going to have 20. I'm going to have 20. Those are the ministers. And then we have the parliamentarians. And then you do the work for the people, because at the end of the day, you will need each other. At the end of the day, you want to wake up with a peaceful mind. You go to your things without necessarily fearing who is looking at you badly and who is arresting you for no reason. Yes. So that rumor, if it happens, it's better for the healing of the nation before it goes further. But if the more they keep that man inside the jail, the more war will continue erupting. And that country is very, very huge. I'm pretty sure they do not have enough police for each and every citizen. They will retaliate, and it will be even worse. Yes.
Wow, amazing. It's good that you've just touched on South Sudan war.
Yes.
Some politicians still here in Kenya, we've heard them say that Ruto, our president, is involved in the war. I don't know, what is your take on that? Ama ni siasa tu?
Haizi kwa siasa tu. Unajua, kwa sababu Waswahili wanasema vita vya panzi, furaha ya kunguru. You know kunguru is the crow. So akiwa huko chini anaona tu mkipigana na ngoja mchoke. Alafu atakuja nyakweka moja na nyakweka nyingine. You see, governments, especially politicians, these are business partners. And I'll tell you, for example, when we were burying the former prime minister, you saw the president Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria, the former president, was there. Now, I'll remind you again back to 2007. 2007, when they are looking for a mediator, Olusegun Obasanjo name appeared. And Emilio Kibaki said, no, we cannot have him as the mediator because he's a friend and a business partner to Raila Amolo Odinga. We need someone else. That is now why Kofi Annan comes in. So it is not a shock. This is still East African community. So utasikia labda kuna ng'ombe 50 ziko huku ni Narok farm ya Ruto, kumbe sio zake. Hizo zinalishwa za nyama ya Sudan. Na si ya wa Sudan wote, ni hiyo major family. So and sorry to say, we have fuel in Turkana, Lokicha, and we have fuel in Juba. So you just 1 + 1 you add is 2. It is not us who is running the Lokicha Mangamia 1 and Mangamia 2. It is them who are running them. So it is just exchange of business. They are business partners. Yeah, simple.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And maybe a wrap-up question.
Yes.
What is the future of politics in Kenya after Raila's death?
The future, I will want to say it's neither here nor there. But to be honest, the future of Kenya's political scenario was born the day Gen Zs accessed the parliament. That was the rebirth of Kenya's political face. And it's not over, I'm telling you. What we call Gen Zs, the children who are born in between 1995 until 2000, they know what they want and they are going for it. The problem is coming with the hunger. Because you need the right thing, yes, but you also need to eat. The problem is the one who needs you to give the food is the one who is in that power. In that power, they are still representing the former regimes. So, if you are to ask me, the only best thing can happen for this country politically is the old regime, just as we have buried Baba in peace and in honor, can end with Ruto. That is the finishing line. Because, you know, Eminem says, every finishing line is the new beginning of a new race. So for us to have a new race, politically speaking, if Ruto and anyone in that line, because Ruto is a scholar of Moi's leadership. Literally, he was mentored by him. If you remember Young Kenyans, that's YK in 92. Ruto was the Secretary General in that group. So this is still, even Gachagua himself, all of that lot just go home. Aki, yote waende nyumbani. Mpaka kina Orengo, kina Nyang'nyong, wote, they sit down. And then they'll be offering advice at a consultative level. Allow kina Babu Owino. Unaona hata Babu Owino ameanza kumea movie. Imagine. If he's marrying movie at that age, na yeye ni mtoto wa Sonu wa juzi hapa, kina Orengo wakiwa wazee na hao ndio walikuwa pale mbeleni, it means now this is the generation. Mtu mwenye anafaa kuwa mzee kwa hiyo leadership ni kina Jagwa, kina Jalango, and kina Babu Wino coming now forward, sasa sisi tuingie. Now everything will change. Sasa hakutakuwa na hii our competition will not be like when I'm going to vote now you are a Kikuyu, now I'm a Luo. No, it will be like what are you bringing on the table? Una kama nowadays relationship, usikuja hapo ukalishe tako chini unataka tulete kila kitu. Wewe unaleta unga leo, mimi naleta nyama, naleta mboga, naleta kila kitu inahitajika hii side nyingine. So that kesho ukilemewa kuleta unga nakwambia mami mimi niko sawa. Jikaze sukuma. You know? That is what is happening. Ideology. Edith, I'm sorry to conclude by saying we are in a country that we are mimicking Raila Jr. when other countries are literally innovating AI. You can imagine that pain. People are busy on TikTok. TikTok that was not even invented by African nation. Invented by our fellow capitalists, again, Chinese. By then they say it came from Singapore, but it's being managed by Chinese. But wherever it comes from, it's not even Africa. And sorry to say, Africa is the richest continent. Africa can feed the entire Europe, can feed the entire America. But the problem is we were brainwashed to believe we are lesser. We are children of a lesser God. And the reason why you're having this in Tanzania, in South Sudan, in Kenya, is because I feel, Judith, and I'm sorry, even those who are watching from diaspora, they will comment hapo chini, tuambie ukweli. Even those Africans who are in diaspora, they are still very insecure of their fellow Africans. Hao ndio uletana chini. Hao ndio watafanya mtu adipotiwe. I'm telling you the truth. Hao ndio watafanya mwingine apoteze kazi. Because we feel like if I'm not there, I'm not there. You know? Ndio kila mtu. Unaona, ndio Mama Suluhu hawezi enda tu nyumbani roho safi ama aseme okay guys, I'm sorry. Tumemfunga Lissu, wacha atoke, wacha tuende kwa. Akishinda ni sawa. The other day, was it in Malawi? The president lost and akasema mimi nimeenda nyumbani. No problem. Thank God he's a man of God, by the way. He said, okay, guys, you don't want me anymore? It's good. Wacha nende nyumbani, wacha tupe mwingine. That is what is supposed to be happening. When fairness and justice rules, hata ule maskini wa mwisho atakupigia makofi. They don't care about their poverty. They'll be like, that is the way to go. And we'll keep on going for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And guys, you heard from King Phil himself. My good name is EddyMacks.